welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Liz, and this is Daisy and Aria. We're going to go through a yin practice today to calm yourself down. This is going to be a short practice, or shorter than a usual yin yoga class would go for. So great opportunity, just any time throughout the day. You could do 1, 2, maybe all of the shapes that we're going to go through today. Especially if you are super busy, you're feeling a little bit anxious or agitated. Just some great shapes to just bring yourself back into your body and calm yourself down. So really important skill to have is the ability to calm yourself down. And if you do have doggies around, just making sure that they are not going to disturb you too much. I hope mine don't disturb us too much throughout this practice. You can even use them as props as well if they allow it. So throughout the practice, I'm not actually going to speak while we hold the shapes, which can be unusual. You might be thinking, oh my God, thank God she's not going to speak. But generally through a yin yoga class, we want to have as much time to turn our attention, to turn our focus inward. And that's what I'm going to allow you to do today. So you may have been to some yin yoga classes, and I know that regularly when I teach, I do speak throughout the shapes. So if you find this a little bit uncomfortable, or you're kind of wondering when am I going to bring you out of it, just know that I will always let you know when we're going to be moving into a shape and moving out of a shape. But just allowing yourself to maybe move into that little bit of discomfort if you do find it uncomfortable in the silence, to really focus that attention on what is happening in your body. So with that, finding a comfortable seated position. If you have a bolster or some cushions or blankets, grab whatever you feel you need. So I'm going to be doing 4 shapes today, but we are going to begin just with a little bit of breathing. So finding a comfortable seat, lengthening up through the spine, letting the shoulders relax back and down. You can close the eyes if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, bringing the eyes into a soft gaze. And just allowing yourself to connect into your breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. And using this little bit of time just to start to get into the practice of turning your focus inward and checking with your body. Knowing that it's okay to give yourself this time. It's okay to give yourself this space. So giving yourself that permission to stop whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is going on in your day. Giving yourself this time to recharge. Focusing on your breathing, checking in if there's any sensations that you can pick up in your body. I'm going to move into 3 physiological sighs. So this is a great exercise that you can do if you are feeling that little bit of extra tension or stress. Maybe there's something that's heightened your anxiety throughout the day. Really great way to bring yourself back down is this breathing exercise. So I'm just going to demonstrate it to begin with. It's 2 inhales through the nose and then a long exhale through the mouth. So it's So we're going to do that 3 times. Beginning. One more time. Let's take a little moment feeling the effects of that very simple, effective breathing practice. We're going to move into our first shape, which is a child's pose. So we're going to be holding the shapes for 4 minutes. I will let you know when to come out. So most likely the video has not frozen or anything like that. So just remembering that there will be that voice cue of mine to come out. So great option for this is to have a bolster. It's one of my favorite positions in the yin practice. Knees can be wide or they can be together. It's whatever feels best for your body. I like to bring the bolster pretty close and then folding forward over the bolster. If this is not accessible to you, a great option is to come onto your back and come into knees towards the chest, or even one knee and then swapping over every so often. So coming down into the shape that works best for you. We've got a little timer that hopefully won't make too much noise as we come out of that shape. And finding that position, breathing nice and smoothly, keeping that focus on the breath, paying attention to the sensations.
very slowly starting to make your way out of the shape.
Taking your time, keeping that focus on what is happening in your body. So we have just been still for some time. Just allowing that shape, just allowing the effects of that shape to move through you as you gently move. You may hear my puppy dog having a bit of a snore. Just making your way to a seated position. So our next shape is going to be butterfly. So the option is to either have your feet further out in front of you, so away from your groin. This is traditionally how we do it in Yin. If you would like to bring the feet closer in towards your body, please feel free to do that, just whatever feels the most comfortable for you. One thing I do really want to go through quickly is we don't want to be starting from this position here, so we're not rounding through the back. We want to come up so we can lengthen the spine. And if you do need something to allow that to happen a little bit easier, you can fold up your mat or sit on a cushion or a folded up blanket, and that can allow the pelvis to then come into a bit more of an anterior tilt, so we can then either sit tall holding this position, or if it's available to you, folding forward and holding that position there. So just finding out what works best for your body. If you need some support underneath the knees, let that happen, either yoga blocks or books or cushions or puppy dogs. And then if it is available to you, folding forward. Otherwise, sitting up tall. So there's going to be a little bit of effort needed from your upper body here if you are going to maintain this position. And again, just focusing on your breathing, focusing on what's happening in your body. If you catch the mind wandering, which it most likely will, it's okay, it's called being human. Just bringing it back into your breath and your body. Gently pressing up if you were folded forward. And taking a little moment to bring the legs out in front. Maybe give them a little bit of a shake, or if you were fold forward, just reversing that curve, pressing the chest forward, rolling the shoulders back. Just giving yourself that little bit of space, a little bit of time as we maneuver from one position into another. We're going to make our way down to our back. And our last two shapes going to be a spinal twist. So a couple of different options for this. You can bring the feet to the floor, knees are bent, and then let the knees drop down to one side. Just pick a side, doesn't matter which one, you'll do the opposite side next. Arms can reach out in a T position. You can bring something between your knees or underneath that bottom leg if you need to, or you can guide that top knee a little bit higher. Another option is to hug the knees in towards your chest, roll to the side so you're in the fetal position, and then let the shoulder roll back to the mat. So just choosing whatever feels best. Both are amazing for the spine. This position, this last option I've given you, a little more focus on the thoracic spine. The first option, a little more focus on the hips, but knowing that you're going to get both in the shape regardless of what you choose. So finding that position, allowing yourself to relax as much as you can into it. Having that focus on your breathing, that focus on your body, all the sensations and things that you can feel.
Very slowly, just make your way out of the twist, coming back to the center of your mat, laying flat on your back, just taking any little movements that you need. And we'll start to make our way into the other side. Make sure I don't disturb the puppy dogs. So whatever option you chose on the first side, choosing that option now, maybe it needs to change a little bit. It's depending on what's happening in your body. So make those adjustments or those modifications as you need. And we'll move into our last shape. And then we'll come into our resting position. Very gently coming out of the shape. Make any last little movements or stretches that you need. And when you're ready, making your way into our final resting position. If you need support underneath the knees, adding a bolster or a cushion. Maybe something underneath your head. And then just allowing yourself to lay down or maybe sit up if that feels better. Just relaxing down into your mat or the ground. Starting to breathe a little deeper now. Gently adding some movement back into your body, wiggling the fingers, the toes. You might turn the head from side to side. And when you're ready, making your way up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes down if that feels okay. And just take a little moment and thank yourself for making the time to be here. Giving yourself this space. I hope it has brought some calm into your system. Thank you so much for joining me. Daisy thanks you, Aria thanks you. She had the soundtrack of her soothing snores. Have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I will see you next time.